Hello, YouTube! We want to welcome you to a Saturday edition of Big E Sports. I'm your host, Eric the Big E Green. Now, what happened in sports last night? Well, let's start off with college football. Last night, 24th ranked UNLV over San Jose State, 27-16. It was UTSA over Temple, 51-27. And finally, Michigan State was a winner over Purdue, 24-17. What's going on today in college football? Well, we got a Big Ten matchup between 5th-ranked Indiana, 2nd-ranked Ohio State. Kentucky is on the road taking on 3rd-ranked Texas. 4th-ranked Penn State on the road against Minnesota. 19th-ranked Army is taking on 6th-ranked Notre Dame. 7th-ranked Alabama taking on Oklahoma. 8th-ranked Miami is at home taking on Wake Forest. 9th-ranked Ole Miss is taking on Florida. 10th-ranked Georgia is at home taking on UMass. 11th-ranked Tennessee taking on UTEP. 12th-ranked Boise State is taking on Wyoming. 13th-ranked SMU on the road at Virginia. 14th-ranked BYU on the road at 21st-ranked Arizona State. 15th-ranked Texas A&M is on the road taking on the Auburn Tigers. 16th-ranked Colorado is on the road taking on Kansas. 17th-ranked Clemson is at home taking on the Citadel. 18th-ranked South Carolina is at home taking on Wofford. 22nd-ranked Iowa State is taking on Utah. 23rd-ranked Missouri is taking on Mississippi State. And finally, 25th-ranked Illinois is on the road taking on Rutgers. Now, what else is going on in college football? Well, let's take a look. Sam Houston is taking on Jacksonville State. Iowa is taking on Maryland. UConn is taking on Syracuse. We have North Carolina versus Boston College. Western Kentucky is going against Liberty. Charleston Southern is playing Florida State. Bowling Green is taking on Ball State. Rice is taking on UAB. New Mexico State is taking on Middle Tennessee. James Madison versus Appalachian State. Arizona versus TCU. FIU versus Kennesaw State. We have Louisiana Monroe taking on Arkansas State. South Alabama is taking on Southern Miss. Charlotte is on the road taking on FAU. We have Northwestern taking on Michigan. We also have Wisconsin taking on Nebraska. Stanford versus California. Texas Tech versus Oklahoma State. University of Central Florida is taking on West Virginia. San Diego State versus Utah State. Georgia Southern taking on Coastal Carolina. East Carolina is taking on North Texas. We have Tulsa versus South Florida. Louisiana Tech is taking on Arkansas. Pitt is taking on Louisville. Troy is facing Louisiana. We have Washington State versus Oregon State. We have Baylor versus Houston. Georgia State versus Texas State. We also have Marshall versus Old Dominion. We have Vanderbilt taking on LSU. Virginia Tech is taking on Duke. Cincinnati is taking on Kansas State. We have USC versus UCLA, Air Force versus Nevada, and finally, Colorado State versus Fresno State. So, what's your score prediction for all those games going on tonight? Well, comment on YouTube. Last night in the NBA, Philadelphia 76ers over the Brooklyn Nets, 113-98. Boston Celtics over the Washington Wizards, 108-96. We also had the Golden State Warriors over the New Orleans Pelicans, 112-108. Chicago Bulls was a winner over the Atlanta Hawks, 136-122. Milwaukee Bucks over the Indiana Pacers, 129-117. We also had the Houston Rockets over the Portland Trail Blazers, 116-88. Dallas Mavericks edged out the Denver Nuggets 123-120. And finally, the LA Clippers was a winner over the Sacramento Kings 104-88. Now, tonight in the NBA, there are 7 games going on. We have the New York Knicks versus the Utah Jazz, Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. Memphis Grizzlies are taking on the Chicago Bulls. Portland Trail Blazers against the Houston Rockets. Charlotte Hornets are taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Golden State Warriors are taking on the San Antonio Spurs. And finally, the Denver Nuggets are taking on the LA Lakers. So, what's your score prediction for those NBA games tonight? Well, comment on YouTube. That is going to do it for me today. Have a blessed day, and please subscribe and comment on my YouTube page.